Looks like Frankenstein got a hold of this one. A lot of people out there are saying that a 12-volt saw is nothing but a toy, a gimmick, complete waste of money if you're doing real work. But the game has changed. This is the Skil compact 12-volt circular saw. It is one of the most budget-friendly saws you can buy. But is it actually usable? Today, we're gonna throw it up against a full gamut of real-world tests and some absolutely ridiculous ones to see if it can really hang with a full-size saw. This one should be fun.
Let's get to work.
We'll see how it handles sawing through wood in the real world, cut unusual materials, and max out the battery to see how many cuts you can actually get. If this little guy could keep up with a job site circular saw, Skil may have changed the way we look at 12-volt tools forever. We're kicking off this gauntlet with something that this saw should eat for breakfast. 1/4-inch sanded plywood. This is a beautiful cabinet grade plywood, but it is absolutely murder on saw blades. So let's give her a rip. Look at that edge. It's a pretty damn straight cut. Not to toot my own horn, but it does kind of look like a track saw cut. For cabinet work, trim work, hobby woodworking, this is where that little skill shines. But we're about to leave the comfort zone. Test number 2, pressure treated 2x2 deck baluster. If you're in the trades or been a homeowner for any period of time, you've probably worked on one of these little guys once in your life. They're dense, heavy, full of chemicals, and a little bit difficult to cut. We're gonna do one cross cut and a second cut at 45 degrees. Just in case you're one of the guys out there that doesn't like to buy the wood pre-cut. Got our 45s, got our 90s. That's pretty impressive given that this saw only has a 5.5-inch blade, which means that there's a maximum cutting depth of 1 5/8 inches. This is 1.5, so you're barely getting enough meat to cut through that wood. That one was a little too easy. Let's ramp it up a bit. Test number 3, 3/4-inch OSB. It may not be as thick as the 2x2, but being that it's oriented strand board, it's really prone to tearing and chipping away of the wood. So I really want to see how clean of a cut we can get with our little 12-volt Skil. All right guys, so that's pretty damn impressive. Look how clean of a cut we get on that OSB. I mean, I feel comfortable cutting full sheets with that thing. Maybe not a bunch all day, but every once in a while you can cut a sheet. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. But that was nothing. Let's go to the next test. Test number 4, pressure treated pine 2x4. This one's a construction standard. It's pressure treated, dense, heavy, full of chemicals. It's often wet. It can really bog down a saw if you don't have a good one. Let's see if our 2 amp-hour battery can handle 4 inches of fun.
Oh, that's so nasty.
All right, we made it work. Let's go. That's a straight cut no matter what saw you use. So if you're doing quick cuts on the job site or maybe a deck rebuild around the house, this will get you through. Test number 5, 1x3 solid maple. Maple's the first real test, guys. It's dense, heavy, and it's pretty unforgiving. This is where compact saws usually start smoking like a barbecue. And since we do have such a big piece of this maple, we're not gonna do 1, 2, 3, or even 5. We're going to put 10 crosscuts onto this piece of solid maple just to see how far we can get with our little 2 amp-hour battery. And it's a 12-volt, guys. Up 10. And we're only down 1 bar. Let's go, baby. Look at that, 10 cuts through solid 1x3 maple. That's incredible. And not only that, the battery went down 1 bar, but when I just put it back on the shelf here, look at this. Went back up. I don't care what saw you're using, that's just impressive. And just so we're clear, that was a fight. I thought we'd at least see some sparks or battery sag, but we really didn't. Now maple's pretty hard, but there's almost nothing harder on God's green earth than a nice big slab of solid oak. A full-size saws can have problems on oak too, and this is a baby saw with a baby blade. We're gonna have to go super slow to make sure we don't kill this battery. Oh, just barely. Woohoo! One of the hardest woods there is, boys. Oh, don't you love the smell of burnt oak? That was amazing. That one was brutal. The oak put up one hell of a fight. And I'll tell you this, the Skil did cut through it, but I mean, look at the edges here. I mean, it is burnt. I mean, I could sand that off and it'd be fine, but ideally not the best choice of saw to be using on solid oak. Now, you know we couldn't wrap up this challenge without giving this little girl an old-fashioned nailed-it torture test. So I've got some extreme materials here that we're gonna try to cut through with our little circular saw. And let me be clear, you should not use a woodworking blade to cut any of these things. But again, my test, my rules. First up, PVC. This is Schedule 40 1.5-inch PVC. It is not something you'd normally cut with a Skil saw. But today, we're doing exactly that. All right, PVC, that was disturbingly easy. And take it from a guy who's actually used a oscillating multi-tool to cut through PVC before. Let me give you a side-by-side. Oscillating multi-tool cut, right here. Circular saw cut. I'm gonna start using it for that. I didn't know you actually could. That's pretty damn nice.
Case closed.
All right, now this one, I definitely will wear my safety glasses because we are going to cut something extremely wild. Aluminum flashing. I fully expect sparks and mayhem in this one. It may just shred it or fire it across the garage for all I know. Let's give her a rip. Pray for me, boys. Oh my God. Don't do that. All right, now we know. Don't cut aluminum with the circular saw. Look at that. That's the piece you're left with. And those are the pieces that came off. And mind you, they came off flying. If there was somebody just sitting here, they could have got popped in the face with this thing. They are absolutely mangled. But fun to watch, right? Don't do that, seriously. 12-volt Skil circular saw cannot cut aluminum, but can't you cut steel? And next up for the test, I am most excited about, we have this beauty. A 3-foot-long powder-coated steel gutter guard. I can see it going either way, but for darn sure, it's dangerous. I'm assuming you normally cut this thing with like tin snips or aviation shears, but we're gonna use a circular saw. What do you say we give her a rip? Fatality. So we did cut. Oh, she got mangled up in here. Oh boy. All right, so we got some decent cuts out of that. And we also got one giant piece mangled up into the blade. So yeah, don't cut powder coated steel gutter guard with your circ saw. And definitely don't do it lengthwise. We jammed the hell out of it there. But now you know. Last test, vinyl siding. And because I really want to test the package that came with the saw, I will not be using a framing blade like you probably should for this. We're going to use the original 18-tooth carbide tip blade that comes in the package with the Skil 12-volt saw. So guys, what was your favorite test so far? Let me know down in the comments. Look at that! Oh, damn. Looks like Frankenstein got a hold of this one. Pretty much exactly what I thought would happen happened. It looks like Jaws got a hold of this guy. Don't use a circular saw to cut vinyl siding. Oh, use your muscle.
Damn, you fine.
All right, what did we learn today? The Skil 12-volt saw is not a full-size saw replacement. It's definitely not for pros ripping oak and 2x4s all day. But for quick cuts, trim work, plywood, deck repairs, hobby projects, or pretty much anything portable, this thing absolutely punches above its weight. Like look, it handled pressure-treated lumber, 2x4s, 2x2s, maple, oak, PVC, aluminum flashing, steel gutter guards, and vinyl siding. Well, it really screwed up the vinyl siding, but other than that, and the gutter guards, those things were stupid. But all the other normal materials you would usually cut with a 12-volt saw, this thing ripped through them, man. So for a budget 12-volt saw, it's honestly one of the best ones I've ever reviewed. So if you've enjoyed watching this tiny 12-volt circular saw go head-to-head with full-size tasks, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the Nailed It Nation, where we push every tool way past what the box says it can do. I'm Mike, this is Nailed It, and until next time, keep growing, keep building, and keep on nailing it.